Fiziev is a dangerous man.
Never stray away from the basic things. Away from the basic things.
More and more fighters from post-Soviet states are trying to conquer the UFC, among whom Rafael Fiziev shines brighter than anyone else. Endowed with phenomenal technique and terrifying power, he's only been fighting at the highest level for 3 years, but has already gained the reputation of a skilled striker and is working a way to make it big in the lightweight division. Soon, Fiziev will step inside the octagon again, so we are going to look back on his fighting path and find out how an ordinary Kyrgyz policeman came to knock people out. Rafael was born in Kyrgyzstan, a former Soviet republic which gained independence after the dissolution of the USSR. He began to practice martial arts in childhood, but it was only in middle school that he developed a serious interest in them. He tried his hand at boxing and sambo, but his ultimate choice was Muay Thai. By the time he finished school, Fiziev was considering a professional career, but in the end, he decided to follow in his father's footsteps and entered the Academy of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. After 5 years of training, he went on to work in law enforcement, but quickly became disillusioned with the local system and subsequently resigned. After leaving his job, Rafael decided to become an MMA fighter and set himself the goal of getting into the UFC. In pursuit of his dream, he moved to Thailand, where he began to train in local gyms and fight in regional tournaments every week. Soon, the increasingly impressive rookie attracted the interest of professional leagues. Fiziev obtained the nickname Ataman, which means a war leader, and gradually made a name for himself in the world of Muay Thai. After emerging victorious for the 5th time, Rafael got the opportunity to take part in the prestigious Toyota Marathon Grand Prix. In the first stage, Fiziev defeated the Russian Ruslan Rybakov, and in the semi-final he scored a knockout. In the final, Ataman met the champion of Thailand, Sagra Pichin, where in a hard confrontation, he lost by decision. After the Grand Prix, Rafael won one more fight, and once again chose to go for the Toyota Marathon. In the semi-final, he came up against the reigning IMC Muay Thai World Champion, Detrit Satyan. The bout went the distance, with the unanimous decision going for Ataman. In the final, Rafael got a chance to rematch Sagra Pichin, who had defeated him in the previous year's tournament. Fighters took it slow in the first round, but at the very end, Fiziev pulled off a move that went viral. The Thai master threw a high kick, but Rafael managed to evade with a clever dodge. Nonetheless, Fiziev lost the bout on the scorecards, but the video of this stunt really took off online. It was impossible not to compare Fiziev with Keanu Reeves from The Matrix. Soon it reached UFC President Dana White, who posted the episode on his page. One move made Fiziev famous, and soon big players of the fighting world became interested in him. It was at this point that Rafael decided to leave Muay Thai and focus on mixed martial arts. He moved to the famous Tiger Muay Thai gym to hone his new skills. By the time he had left Thai boxing, Fiziev signed a contract with the major regional organization Road FC. The Korean promotion, with a solid reputation and roster, was a perfect place to take his next step in his career. A local fighter, Song Young Kim, welcomed Rafael into the new league. The Korean striker was renowned for his knockout power and was considered the rising star of the promotion. Fiziev, in his usual manner, took control of the center of the cage and began to throw kicks.
강하지 않으면 안 될 겁니다. 강력한 럭킥.
Kim meticulously imitated the style of the Irishman, but the wide stance and lowered arms did not faze Fiziev one bit.
펀치의 맛을 왼손 급결해서 펀치.
At the end of the round, he exploded with a lightning-fast combination and rushed furiously to finish Kim off.
비디프 끝날 분위기.
The Korean showed his heart, yet it wasn't enough.
라파엘 받아치고 끝납니다. 라파엘 비디프가 경기를 끝마치면서.
The next in line was Nardine Edren. He had more than 10 fights in Road FC and was considered a real threat to Fiziev.
Call as I expected.
With the gong, he engaged in aggressive pressing and started aiming for Ataman's head. Yet the very first exchange showed the different levels of the fighters.
Wow.
Such explosive power.
And then just
whoop.
There it is, yeah.
Just head kick.
yeah.
And Nardini after the right hook, his hand.
After throwing a right hand, Fiziev instantly treated his opponent to a high kick, which came as a real surprise for his rival. Having made some noise in Asia, Rafael decided to move to North America. He signed with the USA promotion Titan FC, where he got the opportunity to show his skills at an event in Kazakhstan, which was broadcast on UFC Fight Pass. A local favorite, Nurjan Tutkaev, was about to oppose Ataman. He did not have an impressive background in MMA, but was considered to be a tough one, coming into the matchup on the back of 2 KOs. It started carefully. Still, Rafael found his range.
Fizzy with that inside right. That's a left hook. To go here in the center of the cage. They go. Elbows are landing. Right hook, left hook.
In the next round, he went fully on the offensive.
Switch there. Now he's punishing and punishing. Now he throws a high kick. Good mix there. Combination.
Tutkaev was relentless and continued to move forward, but the class difference between the two was obvious.
Not being overly aggressive and doing the right
There's
things.
the
Beautiful
second one. It's
body
over.
kick.
The body kick ends it for Rafael Fiziev.
A liver kick brought Fiziev another victory by knockout. The UFC had been keeping an eye on Rafael since the Matrix stuff went viral, but now with a 6-0 record and a 100% finish rate, his advance to the leading promotion was inevitable. Fiziev had his first bout in the American organization in Russia in April of 2019. He shared the octagon with Magomed Mustafayev. Both were accomplished strikers, so the fans expected a stand-up battle, but it all ended too quickly.
Unorthodox. They hit you with that. Massive spinning back kick from Mustafayev. Oh, that's it. Mustafayev is back.
Mustafayev's spinning kick proved so powerful that it rocked Fiziev even through the block.
That's an impact right there, and then he follows up, he lands a few shots.
After the first defeat in his MMA career, Rafael did not look for excuses and simply expressed his desire to move on. The opponent for the comeback was Alex White. The American had already been fighting in the UFC for 5 years, and above all, he had the scalp of Artyom Lobov.
In that red corner of White.
Fiziev entered the cage firing up as never before and immediately started landing heavy punches.
Hands there from Fiziev.
In response, White successfully executed a couple of combinations, but Ataman was unshakable.
Cut there, not as bad. Nice head kick there.
Yeah, that's what
It's hard to read it. Oh, nails him with that.
In the second round, Rafael only picked up his pace and displayed an improved takedown defense.
Once again, hunting. That's
In the final round, he secured the win and ultimately took it by unanimous decision.
on the ground. The guys are starting.
Following a promising performance, Rafael was given a bright prospect, Mark Diakese. The Congolese lightweight was on the rise and about to join the top 15. Some saw him as the most talented striker in the division, but on that evening, Fiziev showed that he was in a league of his own. For 3 rounds, Ataman dominated the cage, throwing audible bombs.
Very strong. Yeah, as we said on the way in, that's a heavy, amateur kickboxing. You see all kinds of styles. You see a lot of...
He was fierce in exchanges,
Gotta let his hands go here. He needs a knockout or some
threw fast kicks, and even repeated his signature move twice.
kick on the other side now.
Stay away from the basic things in a fight.
There he is. It's Neo.
As a result, Rafael won by unanimous decision. This battle received a Fight of the Night bonus, so Fiziev earned his largest payout of his career.
Unanimous decision, Rafael Ataman Fiziev.
Rafael got the opportunity to take part in a numbered event, UFC 256, where his opponent was Renato Moicano, the Brazilian who had previously been a contender in the featherweight division and defeated Calvin Kattar and Cub Swanson. Should have been a real test for Fiziev.
Caesar's William Hill.
From the very start, Moicano captured the center of the octagon, but Rafael effortlessly intercepted his attacks and responded with explosive combinations. At the end of the round, Fiziev found the rhythm and performed a final series of hits.
From Rafael.
Saw Fiziev do.
Rafael Fiziev! Moicano protests immediately, but Rafael Fiziev, the real deal.
The knockout provided Fiziev with another $50,000 bonus and took him closer to the top 15. With 3 victories in a row, Rafael was facing a tough gatekeeper, Bobby Green, who had been a true challenge for the best prospects in the lightweight division for years. Fiziev did not hesitate to attack enthusiastically and snatched the first 5 minutes.
Yep. He's all in. Look how he a lot of these strikes on fighters, but it's not only Bobby.
He's landed a lot more kicks.
In the second round, he continued to throw with bad intentions.
You try to aim at his head, he sets up all his counters, but those body shots will
throw. With the power that this man possesses.
Oh, nice counter.
But Green kept it together.
4 or 5. And this is why he's a fan favorite for so long.
By the time the last round rolled around, Ataman was noticeably exhausted himself, giving up the initiative.
And to be able to fight and talk and everything, he's in trouble. Fiziev hurting here at the end of the fight. A big right from Green.
Goodness.
It's amazing. He's on him.
What a fight.
What a...
However, the first 2 rounds were enough to win by unanimous decision and get another Fight of the Night bonus.
Rafael Ataman!
Breaking into the top 15, Rafael was coming up against number 12, Brad Riddell. The New Zealander was enjoying a 7-win streak, was undefeated in the UFC, and on top of that was Fiziev's former Tiger Muay Thai training partner.
Said yes.
Yes.
Let's do it. Listen, we're both up.
Rafael confidently controlled the center of the cage and occasionally boosted forward with powerful combinations.
Hop off the page because he's so fast.
Riddell was backing up against the fence. Still, he managed to break through and get inside a couple of times.
Body kick for Riddell.
In the final round, both invested in merciless exchanges.
Left hook.
However, Fiziev raised the stakes and closed the fight market with one final blow.
They happen so fast, it's hard to... Oh, you heard him back.
That is it! Rafael Fiziev finishes Brad Riddell!
A spinning back kick found his opponent's temple. Riddell remained on his feet, but was completely out of it. Ataman pulled off another performance of the night and a highlight of his career. Rafael Fiziev is 29 years old. He is hungry and he is ready to break into the race for the title. On July 9th, Ataman will have to take another step towards his goal. The former UFC champion Rafael dos Anjos will be standing in his way. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel.
Overly aggressive and doing the right things.
Look what the punch